Hey Gearheads, what's going on? It's Mark with Fast Turbo. Today we're going to be talking about my 2014 Ford Fiesta ST. So today we're going to be going over the numerous modifications that I made over the past 2 years on the ST here. What a lot of people don't realize is the 1.6 liter EcoBoost engine that's in this car has a whole lot of potential for almost doubling its horsepower. So besides keeping the stock turbo and the stock internals in the engine, I'm going to tell you what I did to make the car its quickest. First two keys to horsepower for this car that I'm going to talk about is the water methanol injection system that I've installed, as well as the 3-inch straight pipe. So on this car I have a full 3-inch straight pipe. It's an MBRP system, no catalytic converter, no muffler, no resonator. So it's 3-inch straight back from the turbo. That's pretty self-explanatory. The second thing I'm going to be talking about is much bigger in the performance scene, and that's the water methanol injection system. I used to have a Snow Performance water methanol system that just wasn't quite giving me the power number that I wanted. So I sold that one for an Alky Control water methanol injection system. It's a premium grade system that I have on the car here. But let me tell you a little bit about how water methanol works. So you have a tank that holds your water methanol mixture, and then you have a pump. That pump takes that water methanol mixture, pumps it to the throttle body of the car. And water methanol is beneficial in quite a few ways, but I'm going to talk about a few today. For one, it increases the octane of the current gas that you have. I run a 93 tune on this car, so it's an equivalent of like 115 octane. Water methanol also has quite a few benefits to a gasoline direct injection engine as well. It cleans your pistons, it cleans your valves, and overall is like a perfect little cleaning system for your car. The atomization of water methanol acts as a chemical intercooler. So basically it takes the intake temps as that mixture is pumped into the throttle body, atomized. It cools down the intake temps drastically, which allows the engine to pull timing and create more horsepower. So the mixture of the added octane, the atomization of the fluid, and the cleaning of the pistons and the valves adds anywhere from 50 to 150 horsepower if the car is tuned for the water methanol. Tuning was done by Jason at Dizzy Tuning. What he did was he sent me a base file that lined up with all of the modifications that I have on the car. He had me do some data logging through my Cobb access port, and then through some back and forth through emailing, we were able to dial in the exact horsepower that he needed that would be both safe for the engine and also allow the engine to run at its highest capability. This is where all the action happens. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on in this area. I knew that the next challenge was getting the air through the engine efficiently. We got it out the back just fine with the straight pipe, but now we need to get the air circulating through the engine efficiently. So what I have done is I installed a Godspeed Intercooler. No, it's not a Fiesta ST specific intercooler, but it does the job just fine. I also installed Depot Racing charge pipes. Back when I bought this car, it already had a Mountain Tune 215 setup on it, and that came with the cold air intake. It's in a box form. So there's a hose that goes down to the bottom of the car near the road. It sucks the cool air from the bottom of the car up to a high flow filter, and then the turbocharger sucks it into the intercooler, then into the engine. There are two big things that I'd like to talk about inside of the car here. The first is the mount tune shifter knob. Doesn't really do much, but it looks great, and it's got a nice feel to it. The second thing is the short throw shifter. The short throw shifter has allowed me to shorten my shifts from stock form. The stock shifting was a little bit longer, and it just wasn't allowing me to get that fast shifting feel. Next, two things I forgot to talk about with the tune. Thinking about the shifter, I do have flat foot shifting on the tune, and I also have what's called dizzy pop. And at 3,000 RPMs with the dizzy pop, raw fuel is allowed to go into the exhaust manifold and explode, which creates some nice fire out the back. One final thing I'm going to talk about as far as mods go. I did install a Boomba Racing blow-off valve spacer. All that does is space out the blow-off valve, the stock blow-off valve, from its original housing, and just makes that nice psh noise. I'm gonna let the cosmetics speak for themselves. Cue the dubstep. Thanks for watching, and as always, be good.